I don't want my child to feel like if anything they want or what is not their own, they have the right to collect it and think that it is their own, or because they cry. I used to tell my kids that because you tell somebody please or you are crying does not guarantee the person to give you.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one.
Hi guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, hi guys, my name is Aisha and I'm a YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. So you guys, today we are going to be talking about teaching contentment in children. That is what I think it is, but I don't know, maybe the topic will change as we discuss in this video. So you guys, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button, please like, please share. Thank you guys so much. So you guys, some days back I saw a video on Instagram. Somebody was telling, the kitchen news was telling a story that she had seen on TikTok about there is a child that the auntie got a lunchbox for. I'm not going to be mentioning the amount because I don't think it is about the amount, okay? So this child, the auntie got her a bento box. Bento box is quite pricey, but got her a bento box and she took it to school. And you guys, this bento box is customized. And another child in her class collected her lunch box and went home with it. When this child got home and told her mom, another person collected her lunch box. Her mom followed her the next day to school to collect back the lunch box. Only for her to get to school, they went to like the admin office, I think. They told the mom, let's say Zafira and Issa. Issa is the one that went home with another person's lunchbox, and Zafira is the owner of the lunchbox. So Zafira's mom told Issa to open the lunchbox and they'll see that Zafira's name is on it. And you guys, they opened the lunchbox and Zafira's name is on it. But let's say Issa, because my child will not do that. Issa now started crying that the lunchbox is his own, and you guys tell me why there is food in that lunchbox. That means Issa's mom put lunch in the box, another child's lunchbox, and then that child brought it to school. And then they now came the next day. The parent of the original owner of the lunchbox asked for the lunchbox, and the boy that took the lunchbox, the child that took the lunchbox started crying. And the adults, they were like, okay, sorry, let him just use it today, then tomorrow he will bring it back. You see? Anyways, the parents that a child owns the lunchbox carried the lunchbox and trashed the food and went to the lunchbox, which is something I could have done if I was in that shoe. Sincerely, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's something I can't do. Now, let me break it down for you guys. Your own child comes home with another person's lunch bag, and then you feel the need to put food for your child the next day. As a mother or as a parent, what do you think you are? That's what Yoruba people call Oli. Because if you are not a thief, you will not put your child's food in another person's lunch bag. Now, you guys might say, maybe because you have never been in this situation before. Let me give you an instance. Okay, so last session, Iqbal had a lunch bag that almost all his classmates had, if not 2 or 3 of his classmates had. And anytime we pick up, like when we pick them up, they're always at the pick-up hall and their lunch bags and school bags are on the floor. So, like, more than 3, 4, 5 times, you guys, I have carried the wrong lunch bag, or when I get there, someone else has picked Iqbal's lunch bag instead of their child's lunch bag. And most times like that, when I go to the school and someone else had picked Iqbal's lunch bag, I go home without any lunch bag. Because yes, but the days that I make mistake and carry another person's lunch bag, that means I'm the one that carried it at first. When we get home, because the thing is, even in the car we can't know, because I always put my children's lunch bag in the boot because I don't want them eating in the car. So when we get home, that is when their nanny will now be like, ma, you brought the wrong lunch box home. And immediately I will send a message to the teacher in class dojo that please, we carried the wrong lunch bag and we'll bring it back the next day. And when my child is going back to school the next day, he goes to school with 2. An extra one, that's like an alternative. Most times they are not even the good lunch bags. They are like maybe the very old ones, but it is just an alternative. That is what my child goes to school with. I will never put food in another person's child's lunch bags, even though we have washed that one because we brought it home. But my child will not put food inside to use. Growing up, I remember my mom, she did some things and then it felt like my mom was wicked. Whenever we go out to play in our neighbor's house and we come back home with even their eraser, my mom will make you return it and say you don't pick things that are not yours. And now I see myself doing it for my kids. Like you guys, the barest minimum, when I go and pick my kids from school and I see them with the school chalk, because even though they don't use chalkboard, but there is a part of the class that they use chalk, I will make sure if we are still in the school, we have not entered the car, and I see that chalk, this child will go back to that class and go and return it because that's stealing. It was not yours and they did not give you. And the same way, if they come home with someone else's crayon or someone else's silly things, you know how children will pick a bit of toy from their house and then bring it to school and then give to their friend without their parents knowing. I'll make you return it. The same way if we go and visit their cousins and maybe there is a particular toy. In fact, I don't want my child to feel like if anything they want or what is not their own, they have the right to collect it and think that it is their own, or because they cry. I used to tell my kids that because you tell somebody please or you are crying does not guarantee the person to give you. It is good for you to say please when you want to ask people for something, but because you say please does not mean that the person will give it to you. It is not, please does not guarantee you getting that thing. Please is just you being cordial and being respectful and asking something the nice way, the proper way you're supposed to ask. Not that you're asking with authority and you feel entitled that it has to be mine. So the same way, even within the house, when Issa holds on to something that is Zafira's own, you must give it back to Zafira. It is not your own. Even amongst my kids, when Issa wants something from Zafira, when you say please and she doesn't give you, I always tell my kids that because someone says please to you does not mean you have to. If you don't want to, if you don't feel like doing that thing to that person and that person says please, you don't have to do it because the person says please. And that's the same way. Like, I was livid and I dropped a comment and I said, oh Lenny, like the lady used Tinuke and Tinuke's mom, because I don't see how your child will bring something home. And I'm sure that that child has been doing it. Whenever that child likes something and the child doesn't get it and the child start crying, you let him have it. Yoruba used to say, and I strongly believe that. It means tears doesn't kill a child. Because you're crying does not mean that you will die. You will not die. In fact, your lungs will be stronger. Your lungs will be stronger when you cry. So it's good for you to even cry. Cry that cry and move on. I know that there are some parents that will feel like, see, it is a very, very nice thing for you to be able to afford the whole world to give to your child. That is the prayer of every parent. But giving your kids everything they want when they ask for it, not need, want, when they ask for it, you are breeding entitled children. I don't want my kids to be feeling entitled to things. There is a very thin line between providing for your kids and enabling entitled children. Like, we want to be able to give our kids everything. We want to be able to give them what they want, but it is not really everything that a child wants that a child should get. I'm not of the opinion that because I suffered for it, because I did not have it growing up, then my child does not need it. No, there's so many things that we did not have access to when we were growing up. Growing up, none of us had like tablets, like the age range. I don't know younger people, but we didn't have tablets or even internet, walking around and having our tablet and everything. And our kids they have that, but there are so many things that, you guys, the long and short of this conversation is that when I saw that video, I was livid. And I saw some comments under that post. Someone said she would have gone to the school with a spare lunchbox. Between me and you. So you would think that because your child did not come back with a lunchbox, would it come to your mind? Because it wouldn't come to my mind that the child that went home with it will bring it back to school the next day with food inside. You wouldn't have. But no, if like in Islam, children are entrusted to us, because I don't like to get really religious because it can be very dicey, but children are amana. They are entrusted to us, and when we die and we are being questioned on the judgment day, they are going to ask us how God is going to ask us how we treated or how we molded the kids that were entrusted to us. Because those children, yes, you birthed them, but you don't own them. They are like, you know, when somebody keeps their gold jewelry with you, like, watch after this gold jewelry for me, I'll be back for it. And that is the way children are. You know, the way you care for the gold, but in this case, you want these children to be good members of the society as well. You wouldn't want your child to be behaving somehow. You know, I will see cases where their child will be throwing tantrums and they just say, sorry, nah, don't do it. Move back. Please, you should teach your children. Your children should know the meaning of this one and this one. And this one. And this one too. This one means kushe ajeya. It's not like, you guys, now that we're talking about children, I want to put it in there because some people will be like, they are doing gentle parenting. I'm not saying nobody should do gentle parenting. There are some types of parenting methods that our parents did, and we all promised ourselves not to because we see how that did not work out well. But we can balance it, guys. We can balance training your children with our parents' old method and this our new method. Our new method, this way we have more conversations with our children. We actually knows what is going on in their head. These children they're not even scared of us. They can tell us their mind. Growing up, I don't think I remember asking my dad or my mom the kind of questions that my children ask me. You guys, these children ask a lot of questions and they don't care because they are not scared of you. There is a way for us to just balance this parenting thing and not just be doing when I see some parents, I'm like, what is this? I am not perfect. My children are not, trust me, my children are not perfect. They will test you. But it's just how you handle it and how you are handling them. And because me, I always say something as a parent, I want to rest. I want to rest, not now, in future, now and in the future. They should know what they're supposed to do. And that is where not raising entitled children. You should raise children with contentment. When my kids go to someone's house and they have a particular toy, and they come to me and say, Mommy, they have this toy, I want it. I'll just kind of be like, the toys that you have you played with them? Are they bad? Do you know there are people in this world that they don't have the toys that you have? Because those people have what you don't have does not mean you have to get it. Like, I say things like that. And probably, maybe months after, and it's probably one of them's birthday, I might decide to buy that toy for them. But I will not buy just because they ask. Sometimes you buy when they ask you for those things, but that's just where striking the balance comes in. And yeah. So if you were the one in that situation, if your child goes to school and bring back another person's lunch bag, what would you do? Would you put food in that child's lunch bag back to school? Or if your child is the one that went to go and collect another person's lunch bag? See, if it was my child that collected another person's lunch bag, when that child gets to school the next day, she will beg the child that she collected her lunch bag, and the child would already be in possession of her lunch bag because of the kind of things I would have done to her at home for collecting that person's lunch bag. So you guys, let me know what you think and what your opinions are, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.